Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome once again, as always, to another helping of Mr H's Hot Pot. Join me today for day 43 of the UK lockdown war. As always, I'm out and about first thing in the morning, taking my daily exercise to try and avoid the crowds and maintain social distancing, and I'm bringing you guys along for the ride. So, folks, day 43. I hope you're well, I hope you're in good spirits, and I hope you're fettling okay, because 43 days of lockdown and living under the conditions that we've been living under, albeit not as stringent and as harsh as China and other countries such as France and Italy, the lockdown period still has been a little bit hard for some people. So I hope you're all managing to cope and you're still in good spirits and of the firm belief that we will all pull through this together. Unfortunately, Hot Potters, I read a little snippet of media yesterday that stated that sadly, this lockdown period is going to be extended again by Boris Johnson. He's expected to extend the extension. So it looks like we're going to have to live with these measures for just a little bit longer at least. Now, that means that I can now put my own exit strategy from these vlogs into place. And what I'm going to be doing, Hot Potters, these will run until next Tuesday. By then it'll be day 50, and I think that's a nice round number to end this particular series on, as I do want to start getting back to my normal style of videos, as many of you know. Also, by that point, I think we will have exhausted literally every aspect of the lockdown period. The only thing that'll be left to really discuss is the final day, really. And I may do a special for that at some point in the future, when eventually it does come. If indeed it does come in this is the end of it. It may just peter out the lockdown period. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, day 48 will bring Boris Johnson's speech. Day 49 we can digest what's in that speech, or not, as the case may be, and what measures we'll have to follow, and when we can expect this lockdown period to end. And then on day 50 it'll be a bit of a grand finale. I might do an extra long one on that. I may overrun the old 10 minutes, who knows. Anyway, folks, on to today, which is day 43. That is for the future, isn't it? What I've just been discussing. And day 43, it doesn't really bring a lot in the media. There's not a lot of news out there. Sadly, all people are doing now is speculating on what Boris Johnson may or may not say on Sunday. And really, it's up to him. We'll just have to wait and see when he eventually does make his speech, which I believe is expected around tea time on Sunday. But one little story that is a bit related to all this what's going on is the granddaddy of all conspiracy theorists, Mr David Icke. I class him as the granddaddy of them, and possibly one of the most well-known ones at the back of Alex Jones. He has had his YouTube account and his Facebook accounts terminated recently, and that is due to peddling misinformation about the coronavirus. I think one of his claims was that 5G is responsible for this pandemic, you know, and that it's man-made. So it's interesting to find out what you people and what you guys think about that out there, if you don't already know. Now, I've got to say that I've never watched one of David Icke's videos. As many of you know out there, I always try and keep my feet on the ground regarding things, and I try and apply a bit of common sense to situations. So I don't indulge in his videos. I don't even watch them, or I didn't watch them, should I say, because you can't watch them anymore now, can you? Just for fun, I just didn't bother with him. He was on YouTube and I just didn't bother. But as a fellow YouTuber, I'm going to defend his right to freedom of speech. I don't agree with what's happened. What's that old quote? I may disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. And like I say, I'm going to be a bit of an advocate and a surprising one for David Icke. I think it's wrong what YouTube have done. It's also wrong that they've got rid of him, and Facebook as well, because they've made him into a bit of a martyr by doing so, haven't they? And they've lent weight to what he was saying being true. You know, I've no doubt that David Icke's spin now on him getting terminated on YouTube and Facebook will be that he was getting too close to what the authorities are up to and things like that. So, it'd be interesting to find out what your thoughts are. Maybe you're of the opinion that they should have got rid of him years ago. You know, the guy's a nutter and they should have got rid ages ago. But when all's said and done, it's the thin end of the wedge that once you start disagreeing with what someone's saying, providing they're not promoting violence or criminal activities, Once you start disagreeing with what they say and getting rid of them on the basis of that, then it becomes a dictatorship, doesn't it? And it's a path I wouldn't want to see YouTube go down. After all, I have some stuff up there that some people don't agree with. You know, I'm sure there's many people out there, in fact I know there's many people out there, don't agree with the Letters from TV licensing series that I do. Which, by the way, I've done a volume 12 if anybody hasn't seen that. But a little bit of a shameless plug there. We'll go and take a quick look at that one. But yeah, if you start doing that and shutting people down just because you disagree with what they say, then it slowly becomes a dictatorship. You could also argue that if you're on somebody else's platform, then there is no freedom of speech. You have to abide by their rules, don't you? Anyway, just thought it was a bit interesting, that, seeing as we have discussed conspiracy theories and things like that. And I'll just put it out there, do you agree with what YouTube have done with David Icke? Anyway, folks, on to some questions. I've had a question asked by Richard Waring. Hello to you, sir, if you're watching this particular vlog, which I've no doubt you will be doing. And you've asked, when the NHS tracing app finally hits and it's rolled out, will I be downloading it and putting it onto my mobile phone device? Well, I've already answered this in a previous vlog, but to be honest with you, I'm old school when it comes to devices, and I expect my mobile phone to do the purpose that it was invented to do, which is make a telephone call and send text. I don't put apps on my phone of any description. I don't download games or anything like that. So, no, I won't be downloading it, to be honest. And I probably wouldn't anyway, because I would have privacy concerns with it, especially seeing as the MPs wanted to be able to identify users. That little story came out, didn't it? So, no, I won't be putting it on. Another question from one guy, I think, cryptocurrencies in your name. I do apologise if I can't remember your full name. But you've asked me, if there's a second lockdown period, let's hope not, but if there is, would I restart and refire up this particular series of videos? Well, let's hope there's not, first of all, a second lockdown period. Let's hope that this is an end to it. It's the one and only lockdown we'll ever have to live through. But if there is, if for some unknown reason the government feel that they need to slam the brakes on the country again and put us all into quarantine, I wouldn't start it and I wouldn't do a series of videos like I've done this one. What I would probably do with that one, depending on what restrictions are placed on us, of course, regarding freedom of movement, I would probably just do the odd video here and there, and there'd be standalone videos. And basically, in those videos, I would talk a little bit about the current situation, especially if it's a big story. But I wouldn't do dedicated series like I've done with this one. I hope that one answers that one for you. Like I said, I am at the stage myself now where I want to exit this particular series of videos. But I do want to end it properly. I don't want to just stop doing them, because I've got bored. Because that's a bit disrespectful to you guys some of you stuck with them from day one, which I'm surprised at, I really am. But the numbers are starting to tail off a little bit on views and things like that, so it is probably now the time to wrap this up. As I say, I'm going to get to 50, the big 50, and then I will wrap these up, I promise you. So folks, we're now coming up to the old 10-minute mark, and as always, that is the time for Mr H to slowly wind up the vlog and move on, really. Hope you've enjoyed today's vlog. As I said, there's not really a lot of news out there today as we can discuss. I think the biggest story has been David Icke getting his YouTube account terminated, really, which, as I said, for me, personally, I think it's a little bit worrying if you're a YouTuber. You shouldn't just take it lightly, because when all's said and done, this platform was started off as a way of having freedom of speech. I do understand that there's certain things you can't say and you shouldn't say, but as the years have wore on, it's slowly but surely become suppressed, I think, YouTube. There's a lot of things that you can't say anymore, which is a shame, really, because it is a fantastic way of getting out there for small filmmakers like myself and putting your stuff out there. Anyway, folks, I'm going to wrap this one up, and I'm going to bid you a fond farewell. As always, stay safe, keep your spirits up, and until tomorrow, when it'll be day 44 of the UK lockdown, it is bye-bye for now.